Hi, my name is Zach. I did the Gregorian calendar project. So, what we have here is I created a new calendar instance. I just kind of went through and I played with this a lot. Well, what I did here was I just displayed the current date and time, and then I went back through and I displayed the year, month, and day of the month, which Pearson asked me to do. Biggest technical hurdle was getting the month to work properly. It was just being really goofy because, as I found out, the month method, it has all the months in an array, and the array starts at 0. So finding a way to add one to that to get it to display the correct date was very challenging. Zach helped me out with that. He found the add method, and it worked finally. The rest of it was actually really easy. That was the only difficult part. I think the whole thing took me like a couple hours at the most. If we run it, as we see, it displays the current dates and then the date in the milliseconds. The Liang checker, when I went on there to test the code, it said it wasn't. There was nothing to run here because it had so many random variables in it, so I couldn't check it. So this is the only output I got. So that's my project.
So this is the 9.7 exercise where you make a bank account class, and this is it right here. First of all, I create my instance variables, which are ID, balance, annual. Those are what kind of are used to make the other methods down below. The constructor here sets them the main three, ID, balance, and annual interest rate, to their default values. And then we create the account. So whenever an int, a double, and two doubles are passed through, it creates an account for a user to whatever value or name you put it. Next, we get all of the values. We use these getters here, which just return what the instance are. And then we get our setters, which are just setting the parameter or the instance variable to whatever the parameter that is given to us. And in annual interest rate, we divide by 100 to make it turn it into from a percentage to a decimal value so that we can multiply it later on. Get date created. We take our date class and just get the date that the class is called, which should be the current date if you do it today for 11:59 p.m. The monthly interest rate is just the annual interest rate divided by 12. So just into each individual. The monthly interest is where you take your monthly interest rate and then you just multiply it by your balance. That should be about like your big decimal. The deposit adds money to the account, and then the withdrawal takes out money to the account. And this has a little side thing. I made a little toString, so I don't have to get this, get that, even though I do that in the test situation. I create the account with a value of 1122. That's the ID. 20,000. That's the balance. 4.5. That is the annual interest rate. And keep in mind, because in the interest rate, set annual interest rate, we are also dividing that by 100. And so we test the getters, which should give these specific values. And I put in parentheses 3. Actually means. This is where we test to get 1200 as our ID, set our balance to 1500, and then set our interest rate 15, and then we use our two-string method. Print all that out. Is what we have. We set it to. We have our ID. We have our balance. Our interest rate, which is divided by 100. Our current date. Our 76. Our if we look at the Lang check exercise, my program's correct. Yay!
This is the main class. Don't need to see that for now. This is where the juicy stuff lives. Fan class. So we've got the 3 constants, slow, medium, and fast, which dictate how fast the fan is spinning. Assuming this is a ceiling fan, so I'm gesturing with my finger the way I would do a ceiling fan. Set the data fields for defaults. This is the constructor they asked for. It literally didn't say to put anything in the constructor, so I didn't put anything in the constructor. Speed, set speed. To see if it's on. Whether or not it's on. The radius, set the radius. The color. And get the color. And this is the two-string method. Requested. Let's run this. And my computer is being slow right now. Alrighty. And speed is 3. It is yellow and has a radius of 10. That lines up with the input. Yes. And it is on to satisfy this here parameter. I'm going to leave that there in case it's lagging a bit, because that happened last time. Ready. Should be good. And then the fan is blue with a radius of 5. The fan is off. As it is set here. What needed to be changed was the speed for some reason, even though it doesn't show up in the actual output that they requested. Coming over to Liang, automatic check. The program is correct.
Hello, I'm Z, and I did the fan class, the fan project. Here we have our constant variables and our constructor. And then we have the setters to set the speed, set whether the fan is on and off, set the color and the radius, and then our getters to determine what the speed is. We have the two-string method, basically saying if the fan is on, it will display the fan speed, the color, and the radius, and if it's off, it will only display the fan color and the radius, and then say that the fan is off. In our main method here, we have we have our 2 fans. Dan is the fan that is on. Dan is fast and whatnot, and then we have the fan man who is off, and if we run this, it will display that I should have made it display the names. Okay, it will display the first fan and then the second fan. Dan is fast, yellow, and the radius is 10. Well, man is blue, off, and radius is 5. That is basically it.
Awesome. Looks really good, Z.